Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to Factorio. Yes, that Factorio. Your screen is not lying. I am playing that game. Zoom in on wherever the hell I am. The hell am I? Because I am not moving at all. Oh, is it because, yeah, it's not my focus window. Now, that said, I have clearly put some time into this game before starting this stream, but we're not really going to be continuing with this little setup here. Because this was me learning the game, getting a feel for factory lines and all that, assembly. And I made a lot of mistakes, and I mean a lot of mistakes. I tried fixing them in this particular playthrough, but yeah, I think it's beyond fixing. I'd have to completely rebuild all of my assembly lines, and it would take forever. My inventory would get clogged up, and to put things in perspective, this line of copper wires, yeah, it went out to here, and there's two of them. This line of iron pipes, two of them. The circuit boards, two of them. This was twice as long with the pipes that went out to here. And there was two of them. I figured I should make a lot of the various materials and that would be fine. Problem is that I wound up with a lot of clogs in my assembly line. What's working on now? Shotgun shell, reloading speed. Yeah. Like maybe if I just sat here and let the game run for itself and let it complete my research so I could get access to like logistics, I might be able to fix it with automation, but that'll take forever. So I figured I'll just start a new game. Take the lessons I learned. I did figure out some really interesting tips and tricks. Like, one thing that I don't see a lot of people, like, I watched Quill for a while. I watched his Lazy Bastard run. And what I would see him do is he'd build a bus, what he called a bus at least. It would just be these four lines, these four lanes that would just terminate at the end. And what I did at mine originally is, instead of it just terminating, just so that I can keep the flow going, I put in these inserters so that they would put them into a box. And that would at least keep the flow going. The problem, because you always want to keep your flow going, the problem really comes to is that while terminating this, I guess, isn't too bad, and putting it into like a storage box so you have some backup is not a bad thing. It's more when you move to your assembly line here, is where I was running into problems. And I tried fixing it the best I can. Basically what I was doing is I extended a bus of anything I produced out onto this side. That's why there's this line here. That basically grows with every production I do. So as you get further down, you can just see, like, I've just got a line producing belts or assembly machine 2s or whatever. Ultimately, when it came down to making the red bullets here, I think I finally came up with a plan that actually works in terms of keeping a good flow going. So let me kind of explain it to you. So basically what I would have happen is I'd have two lanes coming in with all the supplies they needed. That means you could get at least 4 lanes worth of stuff coming in. So that means you can get 4 items coming in. And as far as I can tell, I don't think any item requires more than 4 items to construct. So I have 4 lanes coming in with the items it's constructing. And basically what I did is I took that same lane and I looped it around the bottom like this. And I set up these little inserter chests, and basically what these things do is anything that isn't pulled off the line to put into the machines here is loop back down here, where these machines grab them, put them into a storage chest, and a separate one takes them, feeds it onto this line here, which feeds it back into the assembly line so they stay looping within itself, constantly feeding itself here. But I still think there's a flaw in that design. Because what I should also... Well, technically no. Let me kind of go and explain. So, I've also got here these sort of storage boxers. So the idea is that feeds back into the line. What these do is they take additional excess off of the line and put into these storage boxes. And ultimately what I would be doing is feeding these back onto the system. I can actually kind of show you what my plan is to kind of show you the best. So let's see, I need to get the blue inserters. Yeah, they want to do that. I need some power. Will that work? That'll work. The idea is kind of simple. This is my master line, as you can see. The idea is kind of simple, is that whatever your excess is fed back into your main line, so the main line can continue going down. And ultimately the idea should be is that your main line should never just terminate. You should have always something to collect the excess, or find some way to feed it back into the line. Because otherwise you're going to end up with clogs, which I ended up discovering here. Like here, these lines are completely stalled because of this clog here. Since it's not feeding the whatever it's left over, whatever it doesn't use because something is producing more than is actually used by the assembly machines, they can't get the supplies they need. So like for example here, this assembly line here of pipes, circuits, and gears are needed to make the assembly machine 2s. Well, not the pipes. I'm not sure why there's pipes in there. Probably some overflow from something else, but kind of see how there's a problem. So, like, the problem that the assembly machine here has is it actually doesn't need any of these things. But they're just clogging the line. What it needs are the assembly machine 1s. But the assembly machine 1s, they're never going to get to because they're clogged in the same line that somehow got pipes in it. Now, of course, I could just go periodically in here and do this. You see, now it's getting the assembly machine 1s that it needs. But really, what I should have had here was like I have down at the Reds, where it's a sort of jump-off box, a box that stores the overflow into, and then takes that overflow and puts it back onto an assembly line that feeds back into itself. If I had had this here, it would constantly keep flowing. And then if I had, again, what I have way down here with this catch line that feeds whatever excess is left over after the feed through back into its master line. So like in the case of that one, it would be feeding back assembly machine 1s, gears, pipes, and whatnot into the master bus. I'll kind of show you what I'm going to ultimately be doing in my proper Let's Play, which we're going to be doing shortly. I just kind of want to give you an idea. Instead of doing this 4-line bus, I'm just going to do a 2-line bus, and basically what I'm going to do is here, I'll kind of show you without anything actually being in it. So what I'll be doing is when I have my buses, I'll bring them across like this, bring them down, bring them down. You know, this is where the thing comes in. I think that might be, and that's the right width. What I'll do is I'll have something like a fast inserter here, or whatever inserter I have at the time. Obviously, it scales as you get better tech. Grab that, throw it into a storage chest, Or, or alternatively, see, the idea is you want to have a number of lines coming in. You don't want to have just one line coming in. So, like, the best method, at least in my logic, since you always want to have a feed line coming through across, is ultimately you're going to want to have just two lines at the end of your bus. But those two lines will kind of loop upon themselves. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So we have two lines coming in, two lines going out, keeps the thing circling and feeding into itself. You know, that'll feed into that, so on and so forth. Back up into the original assembly line at some point. Something like that, with a catcher in there. And probably something like off on the end that does something like, I don't know, maybe on this assembly line. Well, I kind of, you get what I was saying, is that you have one that catches your excess and feeds it back in. And you have one that just does a storage catch. So that's kind of going to be my goal on my new setup. Because I'm not sure I can save this assembly line. Like, I mean, I'll keep the save, but honestly, what are my odds? Because I definitely would need to get access to logistics. Because I don't even have access to railways at this point. Stack inserters, automobiles, rail transports, tanks. Like, I'm trying to see where the roboports are. They're not here. Definitely rails would be useful, because right now I have really long assembly lines because I just don't have access to rails. Gas to oil processing. Is it plastics? I think it's under plastics, isn't it? Lasers. Advanced materials processing. Yeah, because I also don't have the electric engine, so I need to research plastic, which I probably should have prioritized. Mining productivity, stack inserters, nuclear power modules. Let's see. I think it's robotics is what I'm trying to find. But yeah. So I have to get the electrical engine, then to get to robotics, you go to construction robots, logistical robots, worker robots. So you can kind of see how far off I am from being able to automate things. And I suppose, theoretically, I don't know. I mean, look at my filters here. I definitely have to tell a thing. Yeah, I want you to go for plastics next. Keeps balanced. Right now I'm going for fast research. You can kind of see this entire setup here needs some major work. And again, I could just leave the game running, let it finish research. For some reason, I haven't been attacked at all. Like, I was really paranoid early on that I was going to be attacked. I just wanted to get, like, gun turrets and ammo production into production first. And, like, I must have done something wrong when I was setting this up because, like, these are the various enemy encampments. I have not been attacked once at all. Like, at all. And yeah, as you can kind of see here, I definitely kind of messed things up because I've had to use assembly lines for everything. Like, look at where my coal processing is up here. And I've had to use an assembly line to bring it down to my main base. I just don't have trains. Like, at all. Alright, so I'm gonna save my game. We'll save it as test. We're gonna go to quit game. Play. New game. Let's see. Definitely gonna go with Rail World. Do I have? I didn't do this right now. Iron ore, size is big, big. Pollution's enabled, diffusion rate, enemy expansion. Maybe it was this? Maximus enemies look to expand from other enemy bases. Minimum cooldown, evolution is enabled, a time factor, technology price multiplier. You know, I'll let them expand from their base, sure, why not? Try a different map. Just try and find something interesting. Oh, now this one does look interesting, doesn't it? Well, it looks like it's got some good resources, too. Is the gray supposed to be stone or iron? Probably iron. I mean, it looks like we've got a good flow of things. I'm worried there might not be enough coal to get us started. But the map does look interesting. So let's give this one a shot. So I've got massive iron, I've got coal there, iron ore, copper ore, got some stone. My god, that is a lot of iron ore. Look at that. Yeah, but we'd have to... Where would we have to start? That's not even a lot of coal, is it? I mean, just think of how much busting I'm going to have to do. Tutorials, trains, achievements. I want to see... It's probably not going to be doable in this run, but I want to have it up there just in case. Maybe you can pull it off. We'll see. Now, what do we got over here? No, that is not coal. Can't start anything. We need to be able to create red. So we're looking at for red. We need to mine copper and iron primarily, which means we need to get a supply of coal going first. Got some stone here. Got a shit ton of iron. Damn, that is a lot of iron. Like, damn. But that is not a lot of coal. Like, that is a ton of iron, but I'm just worried that we don't have enough coal. I guess we'll find out how long this coal will last. Yeah, I need to give it fuel, don't I? Probably gonna regret this because of, you know, lazy bastard, but I'm not taking lazy bastard too seriously anyway, so you know. All right. Now, where are you gonna pop it out? You're just gonna pop it out here. Yeah, I don't even have like an assembly line. Can I even make it? I can make transport, but yeah, don't really have the supplies for any of that, do I? Yeah. I'm gonna say probably makes the most sense. So we're gonna need copper and iron. Throw down our drill here. Now, I am curious about one thing. If I do that and then place directly in front of it, will it feed it directly? Yeah. So, that is a nice little bit of automation right there. Does this allow me to produce the steel plates that I'm going to need to get us up to our first... Well, really... We need to start getting up to a lab. For that, we need transport belts, gear wheels, electric circuits, right? So that means we also need... Well, we want to make gear wheels and copper plates. Okay, so we need that. That's probably a good starting point. Now we're gonna need some copper. Of course, it's out of fuel. Always fun starting a new game when you have literally nothing to work with. I mean, I'm not going to make you guys suffer through this for a long period of time. This is more just to sort of give you an idea of what's going on. Yeah, trying to avoid doing any construction at all, and I definitely would, anything that involves construction I'd be doing on camera. Yeah, so I'd have to be like I'd have to stand here basically holding down the F key. When do sticky keys proc, I wonder? So I want to see if I can actually do this without basically crafting pretty much anything if I can avoid it. Yeah, so I'm just basically going. Yeah. I basically just have to stand here holding down the F key. So I can collect a bunch of coal. Yeah, I've got 15 coal, which actually is not a bad starting amount. So we'll let this thing burn to its last amount of interior coal. When it goes dark, and that light turns off, then I'm over doing the copper. That's it. That's it. It's on its last run. Yep, it is now out of fuel. We put this here, put that next to it. Yeah, it's given a certain amount of coal to start, thanks to the auto feed mod, basically. Saves me a couple clicks. You just let that thing do its thing. And like, we can keep doing this method for a while. Is there any easy way to make iron gear wheels? Because I don't have any assembly machines, so I need a lab. Yeah, it's like, how do you get around that? To craft electronic circuits and transport belts. Yeah, so if I want electronic circuits and transport belts, great copper cables. Yeah, there's no like real way to start off and get your basic lab down because I can't automate anything really at this point. I need to get automation 1. To get automation 1, I need 10 science packs. Ooh. I don't know how people do it, honestly. Yeah. That is going to be a lot of crafting. In theory, I could In theory, I could do it right off the bat. Because you could actually skip the crafting the intermediary components and just use the raw. Kind of unavoidable, isn't it? Alright, well, I need 36 and 15. Well, I have more than enough of you. What I need is more iron plates. That lab just yet. I need 36. I'm not quite there. 5 more. Once we get automation down, it'll be slow, but it's doable. Craft a lab. We've got our lab. And now, for our lab, if I drop down a lab, I'm going to drop it here. That doesn't count as building, okay, but it does need power, which means we've got to build a boiler, and we've got to build a steam engine, and we've got to build an offshore pump. So I'll get those building. And for a steam engine, I'm going to need more iron. Okay. Easy enough to do. Did I just burn my stone furnace? I did. I burned my stone furnace, didn't I? I have to actually build a stone furnace. That could be annoying if I can't find where there's any stone. Alright, so there's stone up here. Why am I doing that? I'm being an idiot. I suppose not too much of an idiot. Alright, so I have to build a stone furnace because I accidentally burnt the other one. So we've got our stone furnace, we've got that. We need to make the steam engine, which we're going to need more iron for, which is convenient because we can just go over here to this massive patch. Trying to get up to, yes. Oh, we only need 5 pieces. Honestly, we don't need that. Give it the extra copper, just going through that. that up. And now, one offshore pump. Those numbers go up fast. So we got the offshore pump. It's annoying that it created 2 when I only wanted 1, but for some reason it created 2. Boiler. Did I not have? Oh, great. I've already started overcrafting. Well, probably not going to make the achievement. I think I've already screwed up. Yeah, I think I have already screwed up. And now I need more iron. Of course I do. Ah, well. You live, you learn. I did burn! I burned my stone furnace again. Okay. Yes, I want to restart because I have horribly screwed up multiple times. Ah, yes. Wow. How could I screw up that badly? Iron, stone, copper, coal. Aw, I want the map we had before. Oh well. Got a bunch of coal here. Got some copper here. Just want 1. Don't need 2 of them. Okay. So I have some steel plates. Alright. If I want to build that... If I want to build that, I need stone. And we know we need that. What else do we know we need? So I need a bunch of stone and copper. Stone and copper. I mean, iron and copper. Iron, copper, and stone. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's probably enough for now. So I need some stone. Where's stone? There's a huge patch of coal down there. Stone over there. Okay. When I'm going to do the iron stuff. So we know we're going to need a pretty decent amount of copper. How much do we need? We need 3, 15, so we need 18 copper. And we're probably going to need at least 1 power cable, if I remember correctly. So we're going to say about 20 copper is kind of what we're going to go for. Actually give us a bit of wiggle room. And we got it. Let it just finish off with the current copper in its system. Put down that there, put this directly opposite it, feed it. So we're going to need a lot of steel, if I recall correctly. Do we need steel for that? No, we need wood, if we need that. So we need 4, need 35, 40, so about 80 we're going to need of the steel. All right. Get our boiler going. Not the rest of the stuff we need, but we can probably get it pretty quickly. Need 1. And then I still need like a bunch more of this. Take that back so we can start mining more coal, because we're going to need it. Yeah, we can't build anything else that we need. We can start putting our baseline in. Here's our boiler. Of course it's out of fuel. 1 should be enough to get it something. Just sitting here holding F. That's all I'm doing. Hold F. Hold F to collect coal. Is it actually all doing this on this single piece of coal it has? It is. Alright. So about 1 piece of coal, you get about 7 out of the mining drill. That's not bad. Let's let it mine up quite a bit more. Actually, that's probably good enough. So we need about 80 steel, or iron, I guess. All the while, I am worried that we're going to get attacked. I've only got 10 rounds. Or 10 clips, I suppose. Pull that in. See if we can build the next thing we need. Not really. What we need is a steam engine in the lab. Neither of which we have the supplies for yet. Don't we? 30, alright, because yeah, it's minimum of 31. We'll just let that do its thing. While we make our way down here. Try it here. Putting the boiler that way. And the steam engine goes there, right? It does need power. I thought so. We're going to need to build a single one of these. We need wood. Means I have to find a tree somewhere. I guess that works. This is now producing power. We might have enough now for the lab. We're short. Ten more. Maybe we can pull it off. The last piece of coal. One lab. Seriously? Not enough power. It consumes 60 kilowatts. This is producing how many? I know there's an animation when it's working, so let's see. Let's go down here. Because if I can have it horizontal, it'll make it easier to see. Yeah. It should be it should be moving. It should be working because it's got the steam connection. That's directly powered there. Technically it's got fuel. I think you need to have at least one pipe connection. Oof. That's annoying. Alright, so pipe, steam engine. Of course, now it's out of fuel. Actually, you can see the steam in there. It needs the steam in there to produce power. Yeah, it's not getting power at all, but presumably it will get power. It needs fuel, of course. Now we just stand here and hold the F button. So technically, I can give it some basic fuel. But what's going on? This should be producing power. No way of moving this out of the way. Why is it not? That's pumping. That should produce. It's got water. This should be working. But for the life of me, I can't figure out why it's not. This is getting electricity, so this is all working right now. They're just not doing anything. Because, right, okay. Now, for that we need steel and iron. We need 10 of them to get automation, and then we can actually start moving forward. I still don't think we're going to be able to hit it, honestly. I don't know how anyone does this, but... we've got... so right now we just need copper and iron. Okay. Well, if we don't hit, if before we get automation we've already failed Lazy Bastard, then I won't worry about it. So if I need 7 more, I'm gonna need 7 more copper, basically. Or 7 total copper. Well, I've got more than enough copper at this point. What I need now is iron. I got some coal to keep the various burners going for the moment. Is good. I need to make 7 more of these, which requires... yeah, there isn't like any way I can automate any of this, is there? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything I can craft that would automate the process. No, I just need 14 iron. At 92. Eesh. We are close. While it's doing that, get my burner down here. So I can make sure I can get a bit more stone. I probably need maybe 1 or 2 more. It might have been overkill. All right. Automotion, logistics. Well, right now, I'm gonna tell this thing that I only want it to focus on red research and green research. No, just red research. Right now, all we have access to is red research. All right. And let's do a quick save game. We're going to call this one. Let's play. Because we're probably going to end it pretty soon here. I just want to see what we need next for automation. Because really, that's going to be our key point here. Is once we can build an automator. Oh, we've got almost enough copper, but we need more steel. Once we can get automation done, we should, though I still think we don't have a chance of actually hitting our goals. Yeah. 22. And we need to build that because we can't actually automate anything until we can build the automation system. But I think that's going to push us over the limit. I don't know. We have 96. We have what? 11, 15 to work with. We're at 96. We're going to have to build... Yeah, we're not hitting Lazy Bastard, are we? It's just the gear wheels and the iron plate. I don't know what I did. It was so inefficient. But apparently I did something that was inefficient. I mean, what could I have dropped out? It wasn't the pick. Can't have been the pipe, because, again, that's not going to be much. The pick was... Okay, granted, the pick was 5. Pipe was 1. So it might have been the pick. The pick cost us 5, but I mean, he used the pick. Maybe I didn't even need the power systems. Maybe I didn't need the water pump and all that. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to consume your stone furnace? Yeah, I'm not hitting automation, am I? Ah, well. It's a nice try. you know, maybe next time we'll figure out what I did wrong. Yeah. I could build one more thing. One more thing. If I hand build anything more than one, I have failed. Hey, burner drill. You're going back down here. So what we need this thing to produce is red science, which means we have to feed it iron gear, wheels, and copper plates. Okay, so what we need to do is make... Alright, fair enough. This is totally doable at this point. Maybe. I think. Possibly. And now I need to change this up. So it's crafting that. And then I feed it this and that. One and one. I mean, what would I do to get automation 2 is the thing, because we want automation 2. Automation 2 is unavailable because I need to get access to electronics. So let's prioritize electronics. It needs 30 of those. Okay, well, we can presumably do this, I think. Because yeah, once I can build a level 2 automator, we're pretty much golden. But we're gonna be right at the limit there at that point. I can build one more thing, and that's an automator 2, and I can't build anything else. I have to let the machines build everything else at that point. Oh boy. Alright. So you know what I think I will do off camera, since there really isn't much to see at this point. It's just off camera. I'm just gonna do a bunch of mining and basically get a lot of copper plates, get a lot of iron plates, get a lot of iron gears, get a lot of red science, throw them all, and once I've got all of that stuff and a lot of coal, I'll throw all the red science into the lab when we start up the next stream. Hope you guys enjoyed this little look at Factorio and our possible, maybe just by the skin of our teeth, lazy bastard run. Have a good one, everybody.